Bombardino Cocodrilo.
What is up, everyone? Today I bring you another episode of Danganronpa 2 Goodbye Despair. Dude, we're fucking investigating the original Host Peak Academy. Wait, chapter 0 and 6? Wait, the beginning and the end? Wait!
Bro, how many of y'all are gonna fucking goon tonight?
Bro, shit, bro. I made you pause the video and think, bruh. Okay, but anyways, we're gonna fucking see what's up, bro. Whoa! Whoa! We leave the room and this is what? We get taken straight to the 5th floor? That's weird. This is the hallway I walked through to get to the gymnasium, but it's clearly different. This is... Oh, is this Monokuma's doing too? Is he trying to confuse us again? I don't know how he's doing it, but he keeps doing it over and over again. He's so persistent. But I'm not gonna fall for his trap. There's no way this will make me back down. What's up, Sonya? Did you shower today? Of course you didn't, bro. Oh, I just know that fucking Gucci reeks, bro. I have an extra pair of your underwear if you need it. It's like, imagine her being like, oh my gosh, like, oh, I wish I could at least like change my underwear. I feel so dirty. I'm like, no, don't worry. I brought one of your underwear with me. I was like, what? Why are you carrying that? This hallway, there is a strange feeling to it, no? It's like Dr. Strange comes around the corner, bro. You just hear, by the eye of Agama. As if an invisible wall had been erected to limit our movement. Okay, bro, this is Gundam talk type shit.
I am concerned.
Is it just me? Nah, bro, you're talking like Gundam here, bro, but let's see. Looks like there's only certain areas we're allowed to explore. What the hell is that on the floor? Is this a dojo? It's full of strange things that make me think there's no way we're inside a school. Perhaps it's a mistake to expect the inside of this building to make sense. What's this? What? Yeah, what is it? Is this a manga? The title is A Manga for Morons, A History of Host Peak Academy by Monokuma. Why is a manga with such a suspicious looking title laying out in the open like this? Let's start with history first, class.
Hey,
Reading manga is the third best way to learn about history. Then what's the first, you ask? That depends on the person! What? What the fuck, bro? So, just as I thought, Monokuma made this. That totally explains how suspicious it looks. I really want to just ignore it, but there's no way I can do that. Fine, I'll look at it. Look at anything that might be a clue to getting out of here, no matter what it is. Picked up the manga off the floor and started flipping through the pages. It's an introduction to Host Peak Academy's history, as narrated by the cutesy character on the cover. The story begins with an introduction to Host Peak Academy. Host Peak Academy is a government-funded school of privilege where only the most talented high school students can hope to attend. Built to raise hope in the nation's future, many of its alumni are key leaders of various industries. New students are chosen through a scouting process, but the ones who scout them are Host Peak Academy's teachers, who serve as both educators and researchers of talent. Host Peak Academy isn't just a school for talent, it is also a school for researching talent as well. However, for the past few years, Host Peak Academy has been suffering from a decline in funding. If this persists, the Academy believes they will not be able to make progress with their research of talent. So they decided to implement a new system, the Reserve Department. Unlike the main department who scouts for students, the Reserve Department utilizes a general entrance exam. Normal faculty was hired to play and placed in charge of looking after the Reserve Department. The expenses and exam fees for the Reserve Department are quite high compared to most high schools. Nevertheless, Host Peak Academy received an endless stream of applicants. Host Peak Academy was now available to talentless commoners, people like Hajime, who only cared about the brand. It was like they just slide Hajime's name in there, like, wait, why am I catching like a stray? What the fuck? With this, Hope's Peak Academy managed to amass a sizable funds and began further research of talent to create Hope's Peak Academy's earnest wish, a true genius who would become mankind's hope. But just when they thought everything was going well, an unprecedented incident occurred. The incident that triggered a tragedy. The biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history. That's right, it was the tragedy of Hope's Peak Academy. Hope's Peak Academy was crippled by this incident and was forced to shut down without accomplishing anything. The end. I know y'all like how I read that shit, bro. I'm not gonna lie, bro. Y'all can't lie, bro. Nah, bro. Huh? The ending was so sudden, like a manga that's suddenly canceled in the middle of its run. Damn, rest in peace, Hunter x Hunter, bro. For real, bro. Like, bro, like, don't we get like a chapter like every like year or whatever? It's like homeboy, just wrap it up, bro. Plus, these phrases mentioned at the end of this manga, the tragedy of Hope's Peak Academy. These names are so melodramatic. There's no way these incidents really happened, right? This manga only mentions the names. I don't really know the details, but no, it'd just be a waste of time to wonder about things that don't make sense. More importantly, I learned something because of this manga. The reserve department. That department was only built to collect money. I was one of those reserve corps students, right?
But hold on.
That's weird. Oh, you're here again. The thing that's weird is you, of course. Huh?
Hey!
Why did you forget that you were part of the reserve department? The Future Foundation only took away your school life memories, right? You should have known even before you entered that you had no talent, right? So, I think it's weird that you actually forgot something like that too. What do you want me to say?
By the way...
Based on my assumption, the Future Foundation must have wanted to hide the fact that you were one of those reserve corps students.
I got it!
You willingly steal those memories yourself. Huh? You wanted to be confident in yourself, so you wanted to forget everything that embarrassed you. You know, when humans experience trauma, sometimes they erase their memory of what happened. It happens pretty often. Not that I know anything about that, though. Are you saying it's my fault I forgot? That's not it.
Come on.
When things get inconvenient, you always get angry and try to brush it off. Well, that's expected of a reserve corps student. Damn it, what the heck? What the heck is such an insult that befits fucking Hajime, bro? It's like, bro, if you don't get mad? 5A. What happened to this room? Like, cause like I'm guessing they're only letting us go to certain sections, right? But this is another manga. It's laying on top of the desk. This one is Manga for Morons. The Tragedy of Hope's Peak Academy. Huh? Wasn't the Tragedy of Hope's Peak Academy mentioned in that other manga too? It's why Hope's Peak Academy went bankrupt, and it was the trigger for the biggest, most tragic, most awful event in human history. I don't know why, but anytime I get hit with that line, I just can't take it like serious. I don't know, it just feels like comical, you know? If I read this manga, will I be able to learn a little more about that incident? I took the manga from the desk and started flipping through the pages to see what I could learn about the event known as the Tragedy of Hope's Peak Academy. The story made heavy use of outdated, stylized drawings depicting characters solving mysteries. What's written here is, as the name suggests, the Tragedy of Hope's Peak Academy occurred at Hope's Peak Academy. The key player in that event was a student named Izuru Kamakura. Kamakura? Did I say that right? Izuru was a genius known as a symbol of hope. Hope's Peak Academy used all their resources to develop him. Supposedly, Izuru was a genius among geniuses and possessed various talents. Wielding superior talent for the hope of mankind, the Academy referred to Izuru as the ultimate hope. To protect such a rare talent, The Academy completely concealed all evidence of Izuru's origins and identity. Because of that, most of the students at the Academy were completely unaware of Izuru's existence. But Izuru, who was known as the symbol of hope, was responsible for a horrible incident. 13 students of the Hope's Peak Academy Student Council, among the Academy's best and brightest, were brutally murdered by Izuru. However, the incident did not end there. The Academy tried to protect Izuru's superior talent and concealed the incident as though it never happened. However, a certain student began working in secret to use that incident to their advantage. That student uncovered what the Academy did, and by making that knowledge public, it stoked the fires of Reserve Corps students who had long been dissatisfied with how they'd been treated, and the uprising began. And that heralded Hope's Peak Academy's destruction. This is the entirety of the tragedy of Hope's Peak Academy.
Wow. Wait.
Bro, my thing is like, this right here, this is what the Hope's Peak Academy students, like the first set, saw, right? Like whenever they were exploring the whole school, the whole place was like, well, there was like bloodshed and shit like that in some fucking room. This is that, right? This must be that event, bro. So this is like what happened before the first one. So now I get why the chapter still is 6 and 0, right? I guess like the save file, right? Eventually, that incident would lead to that horrifying, devastating incident. The incident that would be known as the biggest, most awful, tragic event in human history. Words cited, Danganronpa 0. With a heavy sigh, I closed the manga. Am I supposed to believe this? There's no way 13 people were killed at Hope's Peak Academy.
What irony! For a genius known as the Ultimate Hope to cause such a gruesome incident, a talent like that is too regal for society. It's like trying to buy juice with a bar of gold. You should be lucky that you're incompetent.
That is so fucked up. Damn it. He always has to lead up to something offensive. He seriously pisses me off. But Ultimate Hope. Nagito mentioned that before too. But it's like, it means something completely different here. What Nagito said was the true meaning of hope. But for Izuru, hope simply means talent. More importantly, a genius who possesses various talents. I wish they'd given me one of those talents so I didn't have to be in the reserve department. It said that the Reserve Corps students in the reserve department began uprising. And what about me? Was I a participant too? No, that's not possible. There's no way. I have no reason to do something like that. Or so you think, Hajime. Or so you think. Anyway, I've learned about the tragedy of the Hope's Peak Academy, but the biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history is far worse. It's a far worse incident, right? What kind of incident was it? And who's this other student that isn't Izuru? A certain student who secretly used the incident to their advantage. Who is that? This incident is really messed up, but all it's doing is raising more questions. The mysteries keep piling up. Damn, so we're getting hella lore on this shit, bro. I love this because like now this is filling us in on what we didn't know from like the first game, you know what I mean? Oh, I can go to the bio room now. Before I wasn't able to come here. Most of the rooms were like grayed out. What the hell is with this room? It's freaking cold in here. It's like I'm in a freezer or something. If I just stand still, I might end up freezing to death. I should hurry up and investigate so I can get out of here already. Oh, bro, I gotta see if there's any Monokuma dolls. But it looks like there is. Oh, look at that, bro. Just when I said there wasn't, bro.
I've been found.
Okay, but I know there's a manga on the floor. We're gonna have to read that. I'm gonna give y'all a better reading voice this time, look, bro. Okay, that picture is fucking scary as hell, bro. There's another manga just laying around here. This time the title is Manga for Morons. The biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history? I knew it. The next one would obviously be about this incident. The biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history. I flipped through the pages of the manga and hoped that I was right. Here we are. A story about creepily drawn characters who get involved in such horrifying incidents. An incident known as the biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history. Is this drawn so grotesquely because the incident itself was that grotesque? Anyway, the beginning of this creepy manga starts with this sentence. The tragedy of the... Okay, I thought it was going to be like the most biggest, most awful, most tragic event. Like, I was like, alright bro, I think I get it bro. The tragedy of the Hope Speak Academy was simply the trigger. At first, the uprising by the Reserve Corps students that triggered the tragedy of Hope Speak Academy was initially hoped to be resolved quickly, but the situation continued to escalate to dangerous extremes. The movement started spreading all over the internet and fostered a thriving online community. The community was not limited to students, and people of various races and nations began joining in. But the movement was not confined to the internet and began spreading and eroding to the real world. When the movement started, it was indistinguishable from any other demonstration inspired by social unrest. But as it spread across the world, certain abnormalities soon came to light. By then it was too late. The ends and the means had vanished, and wanton destruction became their only goal. I have no idea if that's the word. I hope I said that right. I'm sorry, y'all. The strong butchered the weak. The weak killed against the weakest among them. And soon, the weak formed factions to brutally murder the strong. As violence and death continued to spread, the shock from their actions began to disappear. As if the era was regressing to more uncivilized times when senseless deaths were the norm. The media was oversaturated with deaths to the point where people would watch them while enjoying a meal. By the time the world realized what it had become, it was too late to stop what had happened. A feeling of immense despair began spreading and eventually engulfed the world. Acts of terrorism and coup d'etats began occurring around the world. A war waged in the name of despair. A war fought not for principles, religion, or personal gain. Just war. Pure war. And because of that, there was no way to resolve it. How could a movement started by high school students progress to such a hopeless scenario? The only explanation is the existence of a certain organization. Devoted to a certain student who influenced Hope's Peak Academy, a group called Ultimate Despair. Instead of using Hope's Peak Academy's talents for the sake of mankind's hope, they used them for the sake of mankind's despair. Key members of society used their influence to brainwash the masses in order to spread despair. Tech-savvy computer programmers wrote software to spread despair. The powerful and influential created new values and morals to spread despair. And with this, they created the tragedy, the biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history. As long as ultimate despair exists, the despair engulfing the world will never end. The tragedy will never end. My heart was racing in my chest, but my body felt ice cold. I was about to say, isn't it because like you're in the morgue, bruh? And it wasn't because I was freezing in this room. Okay, bro. The biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history. This is definitely all made up. I mean, if this is really true, then what's happening in the outside world? My family, my friends, the convenience store I frequent, the nearby bookstore, my favorite restaurant. What's happened to them?
No way!
Hey, are you seriously yelling at a manga? How crazy are you? Who would enjoy reading something like this?
What?
Oh my, you don't like manga? A high school student who doesn't like manga is like an office lady who doesn't like to eat candy. Enough! What is this messed up manga? I thought you'd obviously know about such a horrible event that destroyed the world, but for you not to remember that, such despair. That's the Future Foundation's fault though, thanks to them stealing your school memories. The incident that happened during that period was completely removed from your brains. This incident really happened.
and I actually forgot about it? There's no way that's possible.
What are you saying?
How many times do I have to tell you? All the clues are here are real!
Hello.
Please understand, I'm rooting for you. If you don't learn about the full extent of the outside world, you guys will suffer from it. Or I just want to help you guys so you can live well-adjusted lives in the outside world.
I see. So that's how it is. That's what he meant by what he said at the beginning.
Well, as the headmaster, I'm conflicted, you know. On one hand, I'm really happy that you're finally going to graduate. But on the other hand, I'm worried about whether you guys will be okay in the outside world. That's why I'm thinking about telling you what the outside world is like before you make a decision. Whether you want to leave Jabberwock Island or stay here.
He's trying to make us feel despair toward the outside world so we'll want to stay on this island. But there's no way I'm going to do what he wants. Despair like that simply can't exist. The outside world should be filled with hope. It's like now. Perhaps. No, that's definitely it.
Man, that's such a horrifying clue, bro. Like, look at that shit, bro.
Whether or not this incident really happened, what in the world is this ultimate despair group? They're devoted to a certain student who guided Hope's Peak Academy to its destruction. Are they connected to both the tragedy and the tragedy of Hope's Peak Academy? Plus, our organization isn't just one person, but a group of people. If they're known as Ultimate Despair, they're high school students, right? Well, if they were actually able to do it, then I guess that's why they were called Ultimates. Then, are the killings we're involved in connected to them as well? It's no use. I'm going to freeze to death. I'm at my limit. I need to get out of here. Shivering, I ran out of the freezing room. Okay. The next classroom is available now. Interesting. I'm actually liking this though, because like now I'm starting to get the idea, right? No, I should ignore it. I'm just gonna pretend I didn't see him. Actually, I'm gonna acknowledge him to see if it means anything.
Hiya.
Why, hello, Algie Bay. I hope you're doing pleasantly well. Are you pleasingly well? You're pleasingly well, right?
What are you doing here?
No.
Well, there's another thing I needed to tell you on this floor. Jeez, I got bored of drawing manga. Can you forgive me for telling you by word of mouth?
Should have done that from the beginning. I didn't want to read your manga in the first place.
A high school student who doesn't... Okay, what is this? Oh, wait. Is like a sumo wrestler who doesn't like eating hot pots. Okay.
Getting really fed up with your babbling. Hurry up. What did you need to tell me?
It's about that key piece of information you've been waiting so long for.
What?
Surprise! It's about Ultimate Despair.
Huh?
Ahem. Even though the term Ultimate Despair refers to a group these days,
Actually,
it was originally the title for a high school girl who was the most powerful, evil, and feared person alive.
High school girl?
yes indeed.
Lady Junko Inoshima.
Oh, wait a second. What? Just hearing this right now kind of throws me a little off. So, I'm not gonna say shit till I fucking finish this sequence, or whatever this conversation is, bro. Junko Inoshima.
Hey,
As the former Ultimate Despair, she created a despair brimming with charm and humor.
As the former Ultimate Despair.
And created the Ultimate Despairs. Plural. There was one really horrible person in that group.
don't fuck with me.
Hold on a sec. I don't know what the Ultimate Despairs are, but it's not that easy to form an organization. There's no way people would join some fucked up organization created by a high school girl.
Unbelievable.
Humans who are obsessed with their philosophy have an uncanny power to attract others. It's a trait shared by many famous leaders throughout the history, right? There's nothing strange about it.
Hey,
That holds true for Lady Junko. With her charismatic ability to attract people, she even influenced those in the highest echelons of power.
phew.
Her connections were the main reason that incident became the tragedy in the first place.
So she even recruited people who would have been in a position to neutralize the threat?
Huh?
And what was their purpose?
Huh?
You... Like I said, why did they cause that incident? It doesn't even make any sense. They had a purpose, right? There's no way they'd do what they did without any purpose.
Hey,
It was Junko Inoshima's despair.
Huh?
For Junko Inoshima, despair isn't about purpose, a set of principles, a way of life, or an instinct. Despair is what defines Junko Inoshima as Junko Inoshima.
What are you saying?
I'm a stuffed plushie. Hajime is a human. It's exactly like that. Junko Inoshima is full of so much despair that she's truly hopeless. Living and dying, eating, loving. For her, everything is despair.
What the hell?
With her overwhelming force of personality, Junko recruited the ultimate despairs one by one. She controlled their despair by taking advantage of their love, hate, grudges, anything really. Junko's despair is far more dreadful than any other. The idea had been slammed right into their minds. And so, the ultimate despairs who had been recruited became nothing more than Junko's limbs. All despair, whether it was their own or anyone else's, was dedicated to Junko Inoshima. And believers making offerings to their god. Like a mother providing food to her children. They dedicated all despairs so they could escape from despair. All in Junko Inoshima's name. For example, they killed their families and friends, and even destroyed their bodies, though, through relentless mutilation. And to hopelessly top it off, they completely believed it was something that they had to do.
There's no way something that crazy is possible.
What?
Do you know about the final days of the Reserve Corps students during the tragedy of Hope's Peak Academy?
Final days?
In other words,
Junko had the power to change people's values. This is also true of famous people throughout history.
Hey, what do you mean final days? What happened to the reserve department?
of course.
They fulfilled their roles as disposable limbs. They believed in what they needed to do. And so, the 2,357 students of the Reserve Department all committed mass suicide.
Mass suicide?
What'd you say?
All 2,357 students?
Oops, that wasn't all of them. One person was excluded.
One person was excluded. Is that me?
Damn it.
I don't believe it. There's no way I can believe this. Ultimate despair. Junko Inoshima. It doesn't scare me at all. I mean,
Bastard!
Junko Inoshima's already dead.
Huh?
Bro, I'm not gonna lie, bro. Junko was look, bro. Monokuma describing her as like being able to swoop anybody is a known fact because like I was a break throughout that whole trial, bro. Like I was like, yo, I'm not gonna lie, bro. This is the type of crazy I'm into, bro. But you're telling me Hajime is the only guy that didn't die? That didn't kill himself? Dude, that's insane, bro. Like, bro, what are the chances of that, bro? Hey, Fuyuhiko, is it true what you said? Junko Inoshima is really dead?
Huh?
What? Didn't you see? There's a book called Manga for Morons Killing School Life. That bloody classroom. A bloody classroom? No, wait. What was that you said about the killing school life? Like the killings we were involved in, they were killings that happened at Upspeak Academy. As I recall, the mastermind took her own life because the remaining students worked together to defeat her.
Oh, yeah.
That's what it was. The killing school life ended up failing in the end. As a result, the 6 students who survived managed to escape from the academy.
Hey,
For a manga about the killing school life, it was drawn with a lot of silly images and dumb gags. According to that, the mastermind behind the failed killing school life was Junko Inoshima. The mastermind took her own life.
which means Junko Inoshima's dead.
Like,
It turns out that that killing school life was part of that whole biggest, most awful whatever incident. Junko took away the memories of the former students of Hope's Peak Academy and forced them to kill each other. Former students of Hope's Peak Academy. She took away their memories. It's just like us. Apparently, the whole thing was being filmed by surveillance cameras in the broadcast worldwide. There's a limit to being a cruel asshole. The surveillance cameras were broadcasting the whole thing?
so.
The students of Hope's Peak Academy are widely known as symbols of hope. By forcing people to watch these symbols of hope kill each other for the sakes of survival, they were trying to fill everyone who watched the broadcast with despair all at once. That's messed up. But that messed up plan was stopped. Junko Inoshima failed. Junko lost to the students she placed in her trap, and after being overcome by despair she created, she took her own life. Then, Junko is no more. No matter how horrible she was, there's no reason to fear someone who's dead. Whether Monokuma's story is true or not doesn't matter.
Bastard!
Junko Inoshima isn't alive anymore. Then, who is our enemy? If Junko Inoshima's already dead, are the rest of the Ultimate Despairs behind this? Are the followers of Junko carrying out her will? That's the only thing I can think of. I mean, the killings we're involved in resemble that killing school life. Well, I don't know who the hell is imitating Junko and making us go through this, but an imitation is just that, an imitation.
No shit!
If the students from Hope's Peak Academy stop the real deal, there's no way we'll lose to some fake. But if this is really an imitation, are those surveillance cameras the same too? The cameras all over Jabberwock Island. Are they broadcasting to somewhere, just like the surveillance cameras during the killing school life? So it's like you're repeating the same shit that happened in the first game, right? That's like, at least it's supposed to be like parallel, right? But there's still some incongruities. Man, Hajime, you totally know about that story, huh? What? Do you have a problem with that? Well, I really wanted you to read the manga version since I took the time to draw it.
What are you gonna do?
Oh well, I'll just raise the flag.
Flag? What do you mean, raise the flag? What's going to happen if you do that?
Ooh, how exciting!
What the fuck?
One step at a time. You're getting closer to clearing my character route.
You're not making sense again.
Well now.
Now then, I'll give you guys my all. I'll tell you everything I know, including information on the outside and the inside.
Yeah!
I'll raise them flags like crazy!
Okay. Whoa. We exit the room and now we're on the 4th floor, right? It changed to a different hallway again. What the hell is that? Oh, look at this floating block. What the fuck? This looks like the music room. I feel like I can see something strange. The monument, yeah? That certainly is strange. Looks like there's some sort of monument. Why would there be a monument in a music room? Not just that. The mark engraved in the monument is a symbol of the Future Foundation, right? Below that symbol, there's a short passage engraved. To combat the biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history, the graduates of Hope's Peak Academy were among the many who established the Future Foundation. What? The Future Foundation was established by the graduates of Hope's Peak Academy? Aren't they known as the World Ender? This is completely different. Monokuma, he completely made it up. What is this? Words are floating in the air. This is like a hologram, right? The floating letters are forming a sentence. It looks like a passage from an email. Regarding the report we gave you the other day, we have obtained information. A person who claims to be a survivor of Host Peak Academy. Upon further investigation, there are a total of 15 survivors. You may be wondering about the number of people at this time. If they're survivors of Hope Peak Academy, it's possible they may be targeted by the ultimate despair. We believe we should acquire them and place them in our care as soon as possible, though I don't believe the group can go that far without Junko and Hiroshima rallying them. In a worst case scenario, we must prevent the repeat of the killing school life. Also, if they are survivors of Hope Peak Academy, we should expect them to be quite valuable to us. However, we are still investigating the details of their origins and we haven't located them either. We will continue investigating this matter. Also, regarding a separate matter, we have received a report from the research facility on Jabberwock Island. Preparations have been completed. It seems we can proceed with the experimental phase of the Neo World program. Survivors of Hope Peak Academy? 15 students? Is that about us? Excluding Chiaki, who was part of the Future Foundation, there were definitely 15 of us, but what does survivors mean? It's like they're talking from some other world. What happened outside Jabberwock Island? If the biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history is really true, then the world isn't normal anymore. Maybe. I'm starting to feel like we might be better off not remembering the memories we've lost. Interesting. So I'm guessing this is a project from the fucking survivors of the first game, you know what I mean? Okay, let's assume that the 6 that are alive, right? The 6 that survived from the original game are the Future Foundation, right? That's something that they made up. Bro, you're telling me they found Chiaki, bruh, sent them to us along with Monami, and they died, bruh? That's so foul, bro. Like, that kind of breaks my heart to think, because then Chiaki was here to help from the beginning, bruh. And we thought of her as a traitor as in like a bad thing, but no, she was a traitor as in like betraying, well, not betraying, but like she infiltrated, you know? Dude, but if that's true, Chiaki should have made that clear to us. No, as long as Monokuma was around, he probably couldn't say anything carelessly. Monokuma, if he's the Future Foundation's enemy, then his true identity must be the ultimate despairs who caused the biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history. The ones who are carrying out the will of Junko and Hiroshima are making us go through this. Also, this caught my attention in the email too. What is this research facility on Jabberwock Island mentioned in the email? What's that about? The only Future Foundation facility we found here was that ancient ruin. There's no way that's this research facility. If there really is a research facility on this island, there should be other Future Foundation members here. Somehow, there are still many mysteries. You know, another thing is like Monami is kind of like a Monokuma, right? If we're assuming somebody's controlling these things, then that means somebody's gotta be here, you know, like, so we should be able to like, so there should be somebody else here, and it should be somebody like the person who's controlling Monami. That's my idea, right? But I mean, there are letters floating in the air, like the music room from earlier. It's like a passage from an email someone wrote. I think it's the same one from earlier. I guess I should read it. We understand this matter regarding the survivors. In order to safely acquire them, please do your best and continue your investigation. However, you must exercise extreme caution concerning the remnants of despair. Even though they have lost Junko and Hiroshima, the fact remains that they are incredibly dangerous. Even after her death, the tragedy has not ended. Perhaps there is still a leader on par with Junko and Hiroshima. As long as we do nothing about the remnants of despair, we will not be able to end this incident. For this reason, the remnants of despair must be immediately eliminated once they are discovered. Everything is for the sake of a shining future. Immediately eliminated? Does that mean this is an order to kill them? That doesn't sound peaceful at all. Well, I guess that's understandable. If the biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history is as terrible as it sounds, It's pretty much all-out war. If the remnants of despair are the ones waging that war, there's no way they'd be forgiven that easily. I mean, they literally flipped the fucking world, bro, you know? That's insane. Now, my question is, why is there flowers here? Oh, let's look at this newspaper, what the hell? There's a newspaper posted on the blackboard. Below that, Hiyoko Saionji is written there. What is this newspaper? Wait, what? This does not look like the fucking Hiyoko we know. Or am I just like reading too much into it? What is this? It says Miss Hiyoko Saionji. This can't mean the same Hiyoko, right? I mean, the Hiyoko we knew. She was much smaller and looked more childlike. It was pretty much her defining feature. That's what I'm saying, bro. This is not the same one we knew. But the photo in this newspaper, in a way, I can see the resemblance to Hiyoko, but her height and figure, it's too different from the Hiyoko we knew. What does this mean? Huh? This lady looks pretty mature. Is she Hiyoko's like older sister or something? No, it says Hiyoko Saionji here. Oh, then Hiyoko has an older sister with the first name and last name. An older sister with the same first and last name?
I mean...
That's the only explanation, right? I mean, look at it for yourself. That's not Hiyoko. But did you ever hear her mention an older sister?
Man...
Well, it's not like I was that close to her or anything.
Wrong.
She doesn't have an older sister. Hiyoko is the Saionji family's only daughter. If she doesn't have a sister, then a relative? There's still too much of a resemblance.
What are you saying?
That's Hiyoko. Huh?
Of course not!
What are you saying? Hiyoko doesn't have a curvy body like this. I mean, she was famous for her childlike figure. She got away with all kinds of crap for looking like that.
Well...
I don't know what to tell you. Maybe she had a growth spurt? What are you saying? She's already dead. There's no way she could have had a growth spurt.
Today, I'm feeling white.
What do you mean by that, Monokuma? Like, is that racially motivated? Wait a second. Well, regardless, all the clues I prepared are true. If they weren't, it wouldn't be fair.
What's going on?
What the heck? This is the truth? If this is the truth, then Hiyoko in this newspaper... Is he really saying this is the same person? You know, my thing is like, Hajime, read what the fucking article says, bruh! Like, maybe there's a clue there. Like, bro, how can there be a photo of a grown-up Hiyoko when she's already dead? Why does this even exist?
Hey!
Could it be related to that list of subjects over there? Over there? Why did I say it like that, bruh? Like, I'm not gonna lie, bro. I'm not hitting Kazuichi's voice like I want to right now.
This is bad.
If it says subjects, maybe it means there was some kind of experiment, right? Did that experiment change Hiyoko's body? What am I saying? Just saying it out loud makes it sound messed up. What experiment? If it's some kind of experiment, it would mean that we're also test subjects, right? I mean, our names are also written on the blackboard with that list of subjects. But what kind of experiment was it?
What's going on?
It better not have anything to do with time travel. But hold on, I want to... Oh, look at that, bro. They wrote the ultimate imposter. See, I was looking at that list hoping to find a name that I could not recognize. But no, it says ultimate imposter in there. Damn it, not again. The hallway's different from the last time. I guess when that flag Monokuma mentioned is raised, I'm moved to a different hallway than the last. Well, how can he do that? No, now's not the time to be confused by that. thinking about it is just going to waste my energy. Nah, dude, like, that has, bro, like, I wonder, like, are they just, like, in a simulation, you know what I mean? Is that what it is? Wait, what? Why is the fucking table floating, bro? What? No, not the fucking sofa, bro, the fucking file. It's a file with Hope's Peak Academy's seal on it. It says confidential. This means this is a big secret, right? Why would an important document be here? Why am I even asking a question like that? Obviously, Monokuma is responsible. Anyway, I need to confirm what's inside the file. About the Hope Cultivation Plan. For many years, Hope's Peak Academy has conducted rigorous research into various talents. The Hope Cultivation Plan seeks to use the fruits of our labor to further our true goal. With our hands, we will birth a true hope that will bring hope to the entire world. Truly, the program is the next innovation in providing the ultimate education. This plan has been the Academy's wish since its foundation, so we must succeed at all costs. What followed was a series of detailed instructions and intricate orders. It was full of difficult technical terms and I had no idea what any of them meant. However, the word True Hope left a strong impression on my mind for some reason. The Hope Cultivation Plan was created for the sake of birthing true hope. Hope's Peak Academy was behind something like that? I don't really get it, but there's something about these words. True hope, huh? Halfway there. Hajime Hinata breaks through level 50. I didn't realize that was an actual thing. This hologram again. What's this one saying? It looks like another email passage. Regarding the report we gave you the other day, we have finally succeeded in acquiring them and have placed them in our care. Though they were all dispersed, we were successful in acquiring all 15 of them. Due to the fact that we are unable to ask them about specific details, it is unknown how they managed to survive the tragedy. It's been reported that some are wounded, so it seems certain that they survived under harsh conditions. Over the course of our detailed investigation, we determined that they are the same age as the others, so we have decided to entrust them to the survivors of the killing school life. As for the remnants of despair, there are still no solid leads regarding this matter, and we have no new information to report. We will continue with the investigation. Once they are discovered, we shall eliminate them immediately. Yeah, I kind of fumbled on that word, I'm sorry, bro. Everything is for the sake of a future filled with hope. Remnants of despair. Okay. Oh god, the music stopped as I'm leaving the room. Looks like I'm in a different hallway again. Pretty much used to it by now, but even so, what is this space? Am I dreaming or something? This is just totally disconnected from reality. Okay. Why does Akane look like that? What the fuck?
It smells.
It's close, it's very close. Someone's coming. Bro, I wonder who our
Based on my
final
gut feeling.
boss is gonna be. What the fuck? They're definitely real close. At least that's what my gut's telling me. Then answer this with your gut. Is it an enemy or an ally? My gut feeling is... they're both.
Yo,
Right, they're both. Both? What do you mean?
you.
I don't know any details, it's just my gut feeling after all. See, my thing was just like, okay, I was guessing like whoever's coming is probably like the Future Foundation, right? Like somebody from there. But I mean, if they're both our enemy and our friend, then like, I don't know. Or maybe it's the person controlling Monami? I don't know, bruh. Oh, the library's gotta have some crazy information, bro. Like, I know they're gonna drop some fucking jaw-dropping shit here, bro. They have to, right? Must be another one of the Future Foundation's emails. I should read it. There's no doubt it's another clue. To the Future Foundation's 14th Division, Makoto Naegi. What? The Future Foundation's 14th Division? Where are you guys? What are you doing right now? What you're doing is a serious act of treason. Do you understand? Why are you protecting the remnants of despair? It should be abundantly clear to you how dangerous it is to keep these people alive. Stay calm and think about this carefully. You guys are being lied to. Think carefully about what's important to bring the light of hope to the world. The 6 of you joined the Future Foundation because you agree with our ideals, right? The Future Foundation rescued you from the tragedy you survived and cooperated with recovering your memories.
Whoa! So they got their memories back? Oh, okay, so it's not that the 6 formed. Okay, that makes a lot more sense. Yeah. So the 6 of them didn't form a foundation. They got like recruited, I guess. They were saved. So maybe these emails were about them, right? Yo! Oh, dude, this is, I don't know, bro. Whenever they refer to the first one, bro, I'm just like, yo, this is insane, bro. It feels, I don't know, bro. I don't know how to describe it, but it's awesome, bro. It's a cool feeling. Immediately return the remnants of despair to our headquarters. Unless we eliminate them, the tragedy will never end. Everything is for the sake of a future filled with hope. But what does this mean? This email suggests that someone was trying to let the remnants of despair escape. This email is addressed to Makoto Naegi, but he's with the Future Foundation, right? Why was he trying to protect the remnants of despair? Did he betray the Future Foundation? Wait, what? Bro, so they... What? Bro, I'm so confused. I can't do this, bro. My brain is too fucking tiny for this shit, bro. Like, I'm being dead ass, bro. There's just so much to it. What's gonna be in here, bro? What the... Oh, this is the laundry room? Whoa, bro, do you think that... Bro, do you think some of the girls left their dirty underwear here, bro? Shit, bro. Hajime, I need you to, like, inspect real quick. I don't really get it, but, this looks like the laundry room. There's no use worrying about it, but I was in a school, and now I'm suddenly in a laundry room. This looks like a tablet computer. It looks like the power's on, too. Is this the next clue? I picked up the tablet and immediately started examining it. What are we about to see, bro? The Neo World Program. This word, Neo World. I seem to recall hearing it and seeing it a few times already. The Neo World Program has another name. Psychotherapeutic Communication Simulator. I know y'all are surprised I read that shit stupid clean, bruh. With the amount of times I've stuttered and missed words as I read, bruh. I'm actually so sorry for y'all, bro. Like, bro, if y'all tune in, bro, regardless of how dog shit I read, bro, you know, you have the most sincerest thank yous from my heart, bro. You do, bro. I'm so sorry I put y'all through this, but I try my best. I really am. The Neo World Program is built with the most recent psychotherapy, technology, and administrative software. To develop the Neo World Program, individuals such as the Ultimate Programmer, the Ultimate Neurologist, and the Ultimate Therapist were among the many talented people who researched the results were utilized. By mounting a device to the cranium, the Neo World Program allows its subjects to experience a synthetic virtual world. Wait, what? Is that what they're doing right now? Are they just in a simulation? Wait, what? Additionally, the Neo World Program has another feature. Cause like, bro, they're seeing this shit, right? And this is something you wouldn't experience, like, you know, IRL, right? So definitely Hajime's going through some shit, bro. Like, they're all like, they got like their helmets on or some shit like that, and like, oh, dude, this is like some Matrix shit, bro. What? You can replace memories formed in the real world with information contained in the synthetic virtual world. Therefore, it is possible to undo trauma sustained in the real world through the use of the virtual world. However, this device is for psychotherapeutic purposes only. Any other use is expressly forbidden.
Though it is highly effective in treating brainwashing, abusing the device risks total personality destruction. Thus, extreme care must be exercised when operating this program. Slowly, everything around me turned black. Synthetic virtual world? Program? A feeling of emptiness, like everything is being tainted. A feeling of weakness, like the world is collapsing beneath my feet. Everything is starting to feel meaningless. The desperate attempts, the sad goodbyes, the conflicts, the trust I felt until now. It's all disappearing until all I feel is despair. Ah! I screamed loudly as if I was confirming the sound of my own voice. There's no way I can accept this. I'm starting to accept that. There's no way something as crazy as this actually exists.
Nice!
You gotta raise the flags more in order to clear my character route. Now then, despair is waiting for you.
Impossible. This is impossible. It's all made up. Everything is all made up.
Made up?
Including me too?
Just what is this ending gonna be, bro? I'm so like confused.
Oh god, what is this gonna be now? Hold on. Are we gonna be on the first floor?
Hiya!
It's like, how are you doing? Did you enjoy the Killing School trip? By the way, do you guys remember the speech I made at the beginning?
Nope.
From this point on, I promise you a world that truly deserves to be called a game. You guys are the only ones watching this who can save them. The end of the world is nigh. What you gonna do? What's gonna happen? Isn't it exciting? Isn't it heart-throbbing? Look forward to it. Oh no. No, I can't do it, bruh.
This hallway. When we first arrived here, I walked down this hallway from the classroom to get to the gym. I don't really see a resemblance, but... Oh my god, this is gonna completely like, annihilate my fucking senses, bro. I see fucking Sonya though. I can't access the store. Oh my god, dude, this shit's fucking trippy as fuck, bro.
Well,
Are you familiar with the placebo effect and the nocebo effect? Nocebo? What the fuck? The placebo effect is when your health improves.
Oh, so I'm guessing the nocebo is the opposite of that? Bro, this is fucking trippy as fuck, bro. Like, bro, imagine, like, fucking taking a tab, bro, and just fucking being in this shit, bro. Like, whoa.
Alright, let's go into 1B. Is 1B the classroom that you originally spawned in? What the fuck is this? This monolith right here, bro. What is this, bro?
That's impossible. There's no way something this big would be floating like this. Bro, don't you remember the monument that was, like, in the fucking 4th floor? What in the world is it? The moment I looked at that object...
Oh shit, it's fucking it starts with it's Chi something, bro. Chi something, bro. What is it? Bro, how do I forget his name, bro? I mean, it's alter ego, but I feel like a piece of shit for forgetting his name.
Welcome to the Neo World program.
A person?
A floating person is talking to me. Who is it? Oh, is this even a person in the first place? I'm not quite a person. I'm simply an artificial intelligence program. It would make me happy if you called me alter ego. It is the name my master gave me when he created me. It can talk. But what are you? Alter ego? Artificial intelligence program? My am the master program behind the Neo World program. I'm responsible for creating and overseeing this world. However, only the observer has the authority to directly influence you guys. I can't actually exert much influence. In fact, my existence is one that you don't normally meet. I'm sort of like an apartment manager or something.
Is that my mouse that's on the thing? That is my mouse. Why the fuck is it? What? I looked at it like it was a bug or something. And I was like, wait, what the fuck? What is that doing here, bro?
I may oversee the entire apartment building, but I lack the power to manage individual rooms. But the virus has infected everything I'm supposed to be managing. Because of that, this world I'm managing is acting very peculiar.
Hold on. My brain can't follow what you're saying. Let me gather my thoughts first. Damn it. It's that feeling from earlier again. Just floating, like my feet are hovering above the floor. It's like I can't feel my feet or the ground. I can't even believe my own existence. Hey, you should know, right? Where is this place? Tell me, what is the Neo World program?
The Neo World program has omitted the data collection procedure for shaping the entire world. As such, only the data we collected during the experimental stage is being utilized. Specifically, that means the data detailing Jabberwock Island, where this research facility is located. That is why the previous Jabberwock Island cityscape was restored. Ergo, if I am to answer your question, where is this place? The answer would be, mostly, Jabberwock Island. Certain portions of it are different depending on the circumstances. For example, the school you're in. It appears the space is entirely under the virus's influence. That's probably why I'm appearing before you too. However, even without the virus, these circumstances are a bit unnatural. It seems the launch was rushed, and because of that, there wasn't enough time to collect any data. I'm sorry. I don't really know the circumstances of the outside world. After all, I'm simply the overseer of the Neo World program.
Most of its words, I understood what they meant, but I couldn't understand what was being said. There was no way for me to acknowledge it as the truth. It would make much more sense if this was a fictional world.
Wait, are you saying this world is a fictional world? I feel like I can't believe what's going on here. This missing sense of reality, all the mysteries, all the truths, they're all just fiction.
Yeah, like this is definitely like them, like they're like in a pod right now with the fucking helmet on, right? So then my question is, did everybody really die? You know? Or what exactly, like, what's gonna happen? Like, what exactly is happening, bro, you know? Like, how is this trial gonna happen? Is this trial gonna really happen, like, in them and their, like, little, like, headspace, like, in this virtual world? Or did this virtual world only exist just to, like, to get the information out, you know? To, like, for Monokuma to put all the facts and for whatever I guess, like, the final trial might be? Because, like, we still have to, like, how does this game exactly end, you know? I don't know, bro. I'm trying to see past it, but maybe I should just shut the fuck up and keep playing, bro. That's what it is, bro. Even so, I need to know. I need to know what this world is. Hey, can you tell me? What was the Neo World program used for in the first place? The Neo World program serves only one purpose. It is used to make the real world a splendid one. I guess you could say it's a program for creating hope. A program for creating hope. But the fact that we're here and the fact that we don't have our memories, that's all the program's fault, right? Deleting memory is the first step towards replacing memory. Replacing memory data is one of the features of the Neo World program. With the installed memory control unit, it is possible to remove any time period you set it to. And from there, you upload the memories obtained in the virtual world.
removing memories of any time period you set it to? So Monokuma was right. We did lose our school memories. But why? Why us? Why were our school memories taken away? There's a reason for that, right? That is a mystery to me too. Booting the program on the survivors of Hope Speak Academy while it's still in this experimental stage. I'm sure there was a very good reason, but unfortunately I don't know what's happening in the outside world. I'm sorry. Are you saying we're lab rats? That's the only thing I can think of. It sounds like we're just lab rats. The Future Foundation did that to us? But they're trying to save the world, right? Or is the Future Foundation not our ally? I'm sorry. I can't provide that much help. If only I were more reliable, I wouldn't have lost my authority to a virus like this. All these new words make my head feel like it's about to burst. Can you tell me more about the Observer and that virus? Well, for this session, the Neo World program was programmed to house 15 people, along with 2 monitors. 2 monitors? Yeah, they were disguised as a teacher and one of the students. They were intended to guide the participants in this way. By the way, the observer in the teacher role has been given the authority to influence you all, but the observer in the student role was not. They weren't given any special authority at all, so they'd seem the same as everyone else. Wait, so then the teacher is Monami, right? And so the other person that came in would be Chiaki then, right? What kind of authority does the teacher role have? As an example, the teacher creates the rules of this world and manages them. If the teacher is properly managing the rules they've created, there is no risk of abuse. But because of the virus infecting everything, that has changed. It changed this world where violence shouldn't have existed in the first place. Oh, so Monokuma's actually a virus. So you're telling me all of Danganronpa 2 is a simulation? Wait, what? The Neo World program would have promised eternal peace. But just like the outside world, it's become a world filled with violence and death. What is that virus? I don't really know the details behind its true identity, but that function is beyond my capabilities. No matter how much I try to stop it, it behaves as if it already knows what I'm attempting to do. In the end, it stole the portion of my abilities which contained my authority to build the world. It was like it was a grandmaster chess player. Wait, do you think it's Lelouch? Lelouch Lamperouge. I desperately tried to fight back so I wouldn't have complete control, but even so, a portion of the world has been modified at its convenience. She's probably talking about Monokuma Rock and the Funhouse. So, based on what she's saying, it sounds like she's on the receiving end of a one-sided attack. But Alter Ego should be an impressive artificial intelligence that the Future Foundation created. I can tell that just by communicating with her. Which means this supposed virus is so smart that it surpasses this Alter Ego? If so, does that virus possess an artificial intelligence just like her? Damn it, what the heck? An artificial intelligence waging an attack against another one? That's so freaking irritating. But how did that virus infect the Neo World program? The Neo World program exists in isolation. It's impossible that it was infected through a network. Oh, wait. So there's somebody there that put... What? Physically? Perhaps someone secretly brought an external memory drive containing the virus into the facility and directly uploaded it into the main computer where the Neo program is installed. Based on my calculations, That's most likely what happened. It was brought to the Future Foundation's facility, but the only person who could enter that facility is someone who was a member of the Future Foundation. Damn it, what am I thinking? Why am I assuming that what I just heard is the truth? Why am I assuming that everything is a lie? Observers. Damn, okay. So originally, it really was meant to be just like a happy place, right? I don't know, bro. This just kind of fucking... It's a lot to think about, but... It's true that the virus is powerful, and that I'm completely overwhelmed by it. I'm still able to defend the essential areas. So, it has a limit too. A limit? If it took over an observer, then it has to follow the rules of an observer. Such as, in order to end the program and release everyone, I need to follow the correct procedure and...
Hey, come on now.
Damn, that's what I'm thinking, bro. So the virus is Monokuma, bruh. So you're telling me I'm supposed to assume that everything that happened in this game is just like on a simulation? So like, did they actually die or not? You know, and if they did, then how the fuck did they die? Like, does the machine actually kill them in their heads? You know what I mean? Is that the power of the brain, right? If you're dead, if the brain believes you're dead, then you are dead? Ooh, oh my god, wait. Okay, even if you're just a god in a machine, that's enough hints from you. If you're gonna say something more, suppose that you exist between life and death. The death of yourself is inevitable. If so, it can be parallel to the deflection based on the definition of existence that constitutes the relationship. From there, the paradigm changes results by being cut off rapidly and causes a situation where your own existence is unobservable and accelerates the process with the joint ownership of the world in a situation from the context that invites your death. Hey? Okay, we get it, bro. Nothing but death, bro. Oh, I need to press A again? My fault. Hey? What the heck? What just happened? You're right there, aren't you? Someone is right there, right? Huh? Who are you? Are you different from the earlier one? Maybe he can't hear my voice from this side? I'm currently talking to the world through alter ego. Ever since you guys vanished into that space, the video's feedback had been pretty distorted. But even so, we were forced to watch you this entire time. Huh? The things you guys were forced to do, we were forced to watch it. Forced to watch us? I really want to save you right away, but dude, this is oh, dude! I really want to save you right away, but because of the virus's interference, I couldn't. Our orders are no longer being accepted, including shutdowns requests. The Neo World program is beyond our control now. In that world, that person created an independent country that doesn't accept outside interference. But Alter Ego created an opportunity for me to speak to you directly. If this means that's working, then it means that the person I need to talk to is right there, I hope. Looks like this guy can't even hear me or see me. Just, who is this guy anyway? Hajime, if you knew who the fuck this is, bro. Is he our ally? Since there's no time, I'm going to say what I need to say and believe you're there listening to me. But first, I should apologize to everyone. I know apologizing won't help, but we didn't imagine something like this would happen. We never expected such an atrocious virus was lurking inside the Neo World program. But that's entirely our fault. It's our responsibility for not realizing it until it was too late. But it's not just the virus either.
can't say for sure that the program didn't have any problems in the first place. To tell you the truth, I was unsure about whether or not to run the program on you guys. But this was the only way to save you all. I wanted to save you guys! Save us? What did he want to save us from? Why would this save us? You've already seen the password to enter the graduation exam ground, right? You know, 11037. That's the numbers we found at Nezumi Castle. The door to the ancient ruin was supposed to open after you finished gathering all the hope fragments. From there, you guys were supposed to challenge the graduation exam. However, I prepared that password just in case something went wrong. Like I said earlier, I had my doubts that this program was perfect. Even if the chance was slim, I thought the observer might end up going rogue. That's the reason why I left that 11037 password in a place where the teacher role would not be able to go. I never thought Nagito, who saw it first, would erase that password. What? Wait, so Nagito's the one that went rogue? I can believe that 100%. He did, bro. He was went batshit crazy. Anyway, I'm also the person who set the password to that number, bro. Because that was a vital clue in your first fucking murder, bro. The dude, I fucking love this shit, bro. That number contains a secret. Someone close to me left that number to save me when I was in a dilemma, bro. Ooh, dude. I love the reference, bro. I love it. Can you understand what I'm trying to say? I'm entrusting that will to you all. I've entrusted it to your future. But that person is trying to abuse the graduation exam. I'm sure they are going to crush you with despair using the graduation exam that's waiting for you. But I want you guys to endure it without giving up on hope. I want you guys to withstand it until I get there. Because I have a secret to defeat them. Does that mean he has a secret plan to defeat Monokuma? In a worst case scenario where an observer who has the role of teacher goes rogue, I've prepared a hidden command to use at that graduation exam site. It's the forced shutdown sequence. Forced shutdown sequence? Even a teacher's authority can't stop that command. It's a way to end this that you guys can choose on your own, independently of the observer. Which means even if they stole the teacher's authority, they shouldn't be able to stop it. If you use that, you guys will win. However, in order to start the forced shutdown sequence, you need more than half the number of people. And in order to do that, I need to somehow get that number. Ah, fuck, bruh. What does that say? Death. Bro, Makoto, bro. Oh, so then they were able to like breach through this shit.
Say what?
What was that just now? Hey, Hajime. What was that weirdness just now?
Nothing really.
I see.
Anyway.
That's all the hints you're gonna get. If that no good artificial intelligence tells you any more useless stuff, I'm gonna butt in again.
Did Monokuma not notice what just happened? It's been a while since I've spoken at length, but it was important to talk to you. It was worth waiting a long time here. Hey, about that guy just now. There shouldn't be anything else for you to ask me. I see. It'd be bad if Monokuma overheard us. That means Monokuma doesn't know about the conversation I had with that guy just now. You guys have a weapon, a very powerful weapon. It all depends on how you guys use that weapon. The only thing I can do is prevent the virus's invasion with all my might so you guys can use that weapon. The rest is up to you all. Do your best. Do our best, huh? But what do we have to do our best at? The mystery is getting solved. I'm finally starting to see the truth. But what are are we supposed to do when that truth is really a lie? We know we're working towards a conclusion that nobody wants to hear. But still, do we really need to work hard and do our best? Is there really a reason to do our best? If everything was a lie, isn't everything just meaningless? It's the same for the killings too. Even though we had to experience something as painful as that, something as tragic as that, wouldn't all that be meaningless too? When the world is flipped over and becomes so irrational, what am I supposed to do? Dude, bro. I don't know, dude. Like, how the fuck do we end this? Like, how does this lead to a trial? You know what I mean? Because, like, I get it, right? We're gonna have to host one more trial, but, like, what's the trial gonna be about? Just, like, the secrets of this world or some shit?
I'm getting tired of waiting. Shall we just plunge right in?
It's time for the long-awaited graduation exam. Please enter the red door located on the first floor of Hope Speak Academy.
See you soon.
It's just a waste of time thinking about what all this means now. For now, I need to finish this. I just need to focus on that. I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. I'm so fucking confused right now. There's a fucking Izuru that killed like fucking 13 or 12 students or whatever. And then that Izuru was supposed to be the ultimate hope. And then we have Junko, who's trying to use that fact against them, and ended up creating what, the first Danganronpa, right? Which, like, you know, invokes despair among everybody. And then we're here, I guess we're in a simulation, but was it the simulation the whole time, or were we put in that right now, like whenever the bomb went off or whatever, right? Like, I don't know, bro. Like, I might have to just read the wiki after I'm done with some shit like this. Like, whenever I'm done with the game, I'm probably gonna have to go read, and just to get like a better understanding of how this goes, because I do have like a horrible short-term memory. But anyways, we did learn a lot today, bro. Y'all are probably gonna see this as like 2 episodes, maybe 1 if I'm able to cut enough. But thank you all for tuning in. It looks like we're like 1 episode away from the ending, so, or 2 episodes, 1 or 2 episodes away from the ending. So yeah, thank you all for tuning in, and I'll be seeing you guys in the next one.